This is hitting Detroit hard, it's hitting Michigan hard. I have never ever seen our critical care unit with 2 patients to a room. We are a small hospital, but we can't turn people away. It's an awful thing. Going into this thing with COVID, I can remember not wanting to harden my heart against all of this pestilence that was going on. Our morgue was filled, overflowing. Funeral homes, the mortuaries weren't taking any more people. Being a chaplain is one of those things where you go in and you're with patients and you're with family and you're with staff and you're there to comfort them. You're there to just be present, to listen to their pain. And for me, coming in and being able to take some of that fear down, to let their focus be someplace else and not on the fear, that's what I'm there for. That's what I think God has called me to do, is just hold your hand and help you through all of what you're going through right now. Let's just walk through this together. I had one patient who's elderly African-American lady. She's like in her 90s, and she has stage 3 cancer, right? And she's telling me all about what the Lord has done for her and how that she just keeps her mind focused on Jesus. And then at that time, we started singing this little song. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. And she was just so happy. She just thought, oh, she knows that song. So she starts singing it. So it's those kinds of things that make being a chaplain for me very rewarding. When I first turned the corner of one of our units that had suddenly become a COVID unit, I just kept thinking, what is this? What is going on? How do I be a chaplain to these people that are just, coming in, and you don't want them to talk because they can barely breathe. Things are all so different. And to be truthful, I didn't think God was anywhere near that. I just, as a Christian, as a pastor, as a chaplain, how would God be in all of this? Yeah, that first one. When COVID first hit our little hospital, I was just really in shock, and I wanted to run away. I remember wanting to just run away and just go back to my office and sit there, but at the same time I knew, and it was eerie, it was spooky, it was like being in a haunted house almost, like you're scared to walk through because you don't know what's going to happen to you, or you don't know what's going on. So you're just kind of like looking through a window and you're seeing this patient, and it's dark in the room, and they're on a ventilator, and they're intubated, and they can't talk, they can't see, they're knocked out, and you stand there and you pray to God for them. It was scary. It was really, really scary. It was the first time in my job as a chaplain that I've been really frightened, not knowing, okay, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to be? Today was extremely hard. I don't know what to do. I'm one of those kind of people that like to think that, I can kind of solve a situation. This situation, I can't solve. I can't do anything about this except pray. And right now that feels like not enough. I don't know what else to do though. It's hard for me because I'm wondering, these people are coming in to a place that is just so infected with disease right now, and they don't realize that once they go outside, they can give it to others if they've got it. So it's just all these things that's going on in my head. I want you to be with your loved one, yes, but I also want you to understand that you're putting your own life and everybody else's life in danger. And I want this to all be over with. During this time, the hospital was like almost in daily chaos, because it's like, okay, I can put on all this PPE and I can take a family member in to say their last goodbyes. Only 2 people can come in from the family. That's tough. It's really tough when you have a large family and you can't have the whole family in and they all want to be there. So it's hard. So I had to gown up and take a young lady in to see her dad. And he passed while she was there. He died while she was in the room. And she had called her other sisters and brothers on FaceTime, and they got to be there also, which I thought was just, this world is awful when you have to FaceTime your dying dad. Before I got to work, I discovered that a friend of mine who went to seminary with me died. I was not there for her, and she died all by herself, alone. And then I had to think about all of the other people who are in the hospital who are dying all alone. And I don't think that's a good thing at all. I don't want this to be run-of-the-mill stuff like, oh, well, we lost 10 patients today, just another day. I never wanted to be that. And so I still cry. And it's because I'm angry at myself because I wasn't there. I remember when she came into the hospital. I didn't think she had COVID at all because I actually talked to her, and then when I went back again, she was on a vent, and they told me that she had COVID. I really prayed hard that she would make it. I really prayed hard that she would come out of this. I was mad at God because all of this was happening and he wasn't doing anything about it. And he was the one who could, and he wasn't doing anything about it. So I was doing the struggling within me. You pray for that miracle. And that's what I was doing there, was just praying that this would be different. This is going to be the different one. This is going to be the one that's going to turn this whole thing around. It was the most gut-wrenching thing to me. And I did get angry. I think I was angry at everybody. I was angry at God because this is going on for too long now. It's like 1:11 a.m. this morning. There was a guy who died on Saturday in the hospital. I never talked to him because he was always on a vent, but for some reason, that one just stayed with me. It struck me. He was young. He was younger than me. And I actually just went back to my office and I cried. I'm still not over that Saturday, and it's already 1:13 on a Monday morning. So it's been a tough week, and I'm kind of glad that it's over, but my heart still hurts. He was really, really bad, and he died. And I got a call to come. I look over there, and the nurse is just standing like next to the sink, which is right outside the bedroom, and she's just bawling her eyes out. And I go over to her, and I said, "You need a hug. We're not supposed to hug. We're not supposed to touch." And I grabbed her, and she grabbed me, and we both cried together. And she had to leave and go take care of other patients. And I had to leave and go take care of the patients too, So it's just this thing where you just have to keep going, no matter what your heart feels like. You just feel like just going, get under the covers and not coming out for a couple of days. But you can't do that because you got another patient you have to take care of. I'm not sure at what particular time that was, but I can remember being just so heavy. Just so heavy, and you reach that point where, like you take care of everybody. You take care of everybody. And all of a sudden, who chaplains you? Who takes care of you? I can go to God, and God and I talk, and, and all of this, and that's what I do, and all of that is supposed to work real smoothly, but sometimes it does not. Sometimes I just have to let it all go. Jesus wept. That's the easiest scripture to remember, right? But that's so deep. It is so healing that we have a Jesus that is like me, that's human. He cried so that when I do cry, I can remember that, Jesus wept. He wept. His friend died, and he wept. When my friend died and I wept, I physically didn't do a thing, but she was raised from her death to be with Christ. And that's the part that I have to keep remembering in my head. Jesus wept, I wept, and he raised my friend. I am a firm believer that God answers prayer. He might not answer it the way I want him to, but I know that God answers prayer. He might not answer it in my time, but God will answer prayer. I think that in all of my times of being angry and not knowing who to put that anger on and who to be angry with, and I think God just showed himself to me as, I'm the one, Marcia. I'm here. I'm here. I'm the one that you can be angry with. Because you know what? No matter what you do, I will always love you. And he just kept expanding my heart, kept deepening that love that I had for people, not wanting to see people suffering with people, crying with people. And now my heart is he's brought my heart to this point where I have so much more to give now. And I think that's what he's done. Through this awful, god-awful pestilence, this virus, this COVID, whatever you want to call this thing, God has shown me all of what he can do with me if I let him, if I'm open to it. And he just expands, expands my knowledge, expands my heart, so that I can further give and receive from people. Yeah.